Reports are stating that a US consortium has just launched a world record £4.5 billion takeover bid for Tottenham. The consortium are offering £3.3 billion to buy out the entire club from owners ENIC and the Lewis family. And the report also goes on to say the proposed new owners are ready to set aside a further £1.2 billion for the player budget, including wages, fees and agent payments to be made available to Thomas Frank for the opening of the January transfer window. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And we have been shortlisted for 4 awards at the 2025 Football Content Awards. If you can vote for us, we would really appreciate it. All of the details are below. Thank you. So let's start with the main story, and this article was published by the Sun newspaper late Thursday evening. It states a US consortium has launched a world record £4.5 billion takeover bid for Tottenham Hotspur. The Sun can reveal that tech entrepreneur Brooklyn Eric is heading a 12-man group that has lodged this stunning offer. The report states that Eric and his partners are offering £3.3 billion to buy out the entire club from owners ENIC and the Lewis family. And the proposed new owners are ready to set aside a further £1.2 billion for the player budget, including wages, fees and agent payments to be made available to Thomas Frank from the opening of the January transfer window. The total package would exceed the £4.25 billion record for a football club paid by the Todd Bowley-led group that bought Chelsea back in 2022. Eric, 41, has assembled a consortium including NFL and NBA investors to back his vision for the North Londoners. This report then goes on to say that he's Tottenham 3.0. He sees a massive investment on the playing side to turn Spurs from pretenders to more than contenders. And he has also lined up a £250 million stadium naming rights deal, something that was beyond Daniel Levy for 6 years after the new ground was opened back in 2019. A source close to Eric told Sun Sport Brooklyn and his team think everything is in place at Tottenham already. Spurs have a world-class stadium and training ground. The infrastructure is all in place. The source has also told The Sun, but with the investment they are ready to make, it will be the final step to turn the club into winners on the pitch as well. Eric is understood to have started initial discussions with the Spurs hierarchy, including former chairman Daniel Levy, some months ago. This report then goes on to say that those talks have accelerated over the past 3 weeks since Daniel Levy's exit, with football figures believing that the former executive was the impediment to a sale because of his desire to remain at the helm even if a deal was done. Since Daniel Levy was forced out, ENIC and the Lewis family, with siblings Vivian and Charlie appearing in the director's box, have insisted they are not looking to sell, but instead bring success under their stewardship. But the upfront offer is worth 27% more than respected business magazine Forbes' £2.6 billion valuation of the club. Tottenham Stock Exchange listing means that any chance of ownership would need to be agreed under Takeover panel rules, with a strict timetable followed. The Sun then go on to say that Eric, a colourful former DJ who has also worked for NASA, wants the deal to be completed and given Premier League approval by the start of December. This would allow an instant impact in the January transfer window. The Sun have then published a part of an interview that Eric did in 2016. He said, "I spent the better part of a decade as a DJ and a music producer. I've played shows all over the US, Canada, the Caribbean and Europe, from LA to New York City to London to Ibiza. I've been very fortunate to have done that for a long time. But I was definitely burnt out towards the end. So I hung up the headphones, moved to San Francisco and landed an internship at NASA as an electrical engineer in the small spacecraft division. NASA is where I was first exposed to computer programming." He then went on to say, "I quickly realised how powerful it was, the love, and I loved the fact that if you had an idea, you could open your computer and start it straight away. So I started taking online courses for both coding and design, reading books and brainstorming ideas." Football.London have just reported that Luca Williams-Barnett, who of course made his first team debut against Doncaster on Wednesday evening, he is about to agree terms on his first professional contract at Tottenham, but he cannot seal that deal until he is 17, which is on Wednesday. And Fabrizio Romano has just stated that Manchester City star and Tottenham Hotspur target Savinho is just about to sign a new long-term contract with City. So on Wednesday evening, Tottenham Hotspur beat Doncaster 3-0 in the Carabao Cup third round at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, the fourth round draw has taken place. This is the draw in full. Arsenal will take on Brighton, Grimsby against Brentford, Swansea will host Manchester City, Newcastle against Tottenham Hotspur, Wrexham will take on Cardiff, Liverpool against Crystal Palace, Wolves will take on Chelsea, and finally Wycombe will take on Fulham. These fixtures will be played week commencing the 27th of October. Now, as well as the men's first team in action on Wednesday, beating Doncaster 3-0 in the Carabao Cup, the Spurs women were also in action on Wednesday in League Cup action. Their first group stage game, they drew 0-0 at Brisbane Road against Aston Villa, and then Spurs won 7-6 on penalties. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about the report from the Sun newspaper about a possible sale. Now, although the Lewis family and ENIC have come out and said that nothing has changed since the departure of Daniel Levy, it is business as usual. Vinay Venkatesham, of course, has said that as well, the new CEO at Tottenham Hotspur. If a bid comes in of around £4.5 billion, or indeed £3.3 billion, plus an injection of £1.2 billion, I think that offer is going to be very, very hard to turn down. Watch this space. Although some people say sometimes it isn't for sale, if the right offer comes in, then I think certainly it is for sale, and let's see what happens. But of course, Peter Charrington, the non-executive chairman, in his statement when Daniel Levy left the football club, he mentioned the word stability, and certainly I feel like Tottenham needs stability. There has been so many changes off the field and on the field in recent seasons. But of course, this could be very, very exciting if a new ownership consortium came in. Then it could be very exciting in terms of Spurs spending a lot of money in transfer windows. And, I believe that Spurs have everything now to go on and be a huge club and win major trophies year in, year out, or certainly competing for them, because as the report from the Sun stated, the infrastructure is certainly there. We have the best training ground in the Premier League, if not Europe. We have the best stadium as well. Everything is there. And, if there is major investment in every single transfer window, January and certainly in the summer transfer window, Spurs could really compete on all fronts and really challenge for the Premier League. So it could be a very, very exciting move. I have heard a lot of these kind of reports, though, in the last couple of years. How true all of this is, your guess is as good as mine. We are hearing so many mixed reports. But like I said, if you didn't want to sell something and someone said to you, do you want to sell it? You'd say no. But I tell you what, if they come along with an offer that you simply could not refuse, then of course it's for sale, isn't it? Now, a very impressive display from Spurs on Wednesday. Again, another clean sheet. That's now 5 clean sheets in 7 games. 3 in the Premier League, 1 in the Champions League, and now 1 in the Carabao Cup. I always say about players taking opportunities when they get their chances, and I feel like a lot of players did that. I was really impressed with Archie Gray, really impressed with João Palhinha, been impressed with him since he's come in the door from Bayern Munich on loan. Wilson Odegaard really impressed me as well in that first half. Johnson scoring again. Tell could have done a lot better. Hopefully he will get 1 or 2 more opportunities, starting matches. But, like I always say, you've got to take the opportunity when you get it. But I feel like a good handful of players certainly did that on Wednesday. And great to see Luca Williams-Barnett make his debut from the bench as well. Newcastle away in the 4th round. That's going to be very, very tough. That is going to be a very, very tough game. The atmosphere is always fantastic up there, particularly on night games. And that is going to be a very, very difficult week again for Spurs, away at Everton, and then midweek away at Newcastle, and then the following weekend it's going to be Chelsea at home. So that's going to be 3 very, very difficult games, and 2 out of those 3 being away as well. But yeah, Wolves up next in the Premier League on Saturday. Let's hope for another 3 points. Let's hope for another clean sheet, and let's hope that we can keep moving up that Premier League table. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And if you can, vote for us at the Football Content Awards 2025. All of the details are below. I'd be very grateful. Thank you so much. Stay safe and well, and come on you Spurs.